And with tips to help keep your little ones warm during the extreme cold, let's bring in pediatrician Dr. Dina Kulik. Always great to have you, Doctor. What's some of your best advice?
Dress in layers, stay inside. You want to make sure you're protecting the extremities. So making sure we're wearing warm boots and socks, making sure those boots are nice and dry inside, wearing gloves or even better mitts so that the fingers are touching and that can keep them warmer. And a hat, super important because kids and adults lose a lot of their heat through their head. So keeping the head warm can be very, very helpful. You want to make sure you're taking a lot of breaks. So while it can be fun to play in the snow and go tobogganing and get all of our outdoor activities done this winter, we want to make sure that the kids are not out by themselves, that they have adults that are checking in with them, making sure they're staying warm. When we sweat, we often will then get colder because the sweat, of course, is liquid and it can freeze. So checking in with our kids frequently, having lots of breaks, warming up indoors with the ambient temperature, but also warm fluids can help as well.
What's the advice for parents who have children with respiratory issues, bronchitis or asthma? Oftentimes this extreme cold can impact a child's breathing. What's your best advice there?
Certainly, I think if your child is sensitive in that way and they've used puffers in the past, or they're currently using puffers, keeping up with that regimen, touching base with your healthcare provider if the child is having cough or having difficulty with breathing. But it's not innately a problem to go outside in this weather. Even those kids with asthma, I want them to be active. I want them to take advantage of the little sunlight that we get this season. But if they are having trouble with their breathing, please touch base with your healthcare provider.
Also for schools, there are many daycares out there that kind of gauge whether or not it's a little too cold. Some daycares might actually take the kids out. Some are saying, no, we're just going to stay in. We'll go to the gym. Is there kind of a protocol or something that you live by when it comes to, okay, today's, it's going to be minus 20, but the winds aren't going to be 40, 50, 60 kilometers an hour. What should these schools and daycares keep in mind?
Yeah, we want to be cautious of temperatures less than minus 20 for sure. So on days like this morning when it was minus 30, you might want to stay inside until the sun starts to warm things up a bit. But again, brief periods outside aren't innately dangerous as long as we're having frequent breaks and we're dressed in those layers and keeping kids dry, which can keep them a lot more comfortable.
Dr. Dina Kulik, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.